y'all.
Hey.
So we're back. Full force. I am Caramel.
And I'm Chocolate.
Yes, and we saw Queen and Slim. And Chocolate was just, y'all, I'm congested, so I'm just going to tell y'all now. So if you hear me coughing or if you see me get up to go handle that, please bear with me.
I'll keep y'all on time.
So, Chocolate was just talking about how people was doing too much. I am going to be doing so much in this review. Some of y'all might not like me after this review.
That's what reviews are for.
Yeah.
Opinionasis.
It is. So, Chocolate goes first.
Well, first, let me say spoilers.
Spoilers.
Say that at the beginning. We always forget to say that at the beginning. But I think because this movie is so new, I gotta remember to say spoilers. So if you have not seen Queen and Slim yet, you do not care to know anybody else's opinion before you formulate your own, I'm gonna give you a second to leave. We appreciate you for looking.
Get up and out of here.
All right, be blessed. Now the people that left. So I will say overall, I did enjoy Queen and Slim. I thought it was a good movie. I definitely was crying at the end, like a baby. What was happening? It was more so probably because I was with my mom and my sister, and they were crying, so I probably would have shed a few tears. But then my sister was like, and I was like, okay, because she was crying, so I don't know if tears are contagious, but that's what happened. So just in general, which I'm pretty sure you know what the movie's about by this point, if you've watched any interview with Lena Waithe or Daniel Kaluuya or the young lady that I can't remember her name right now, Jodie. If you haven't,
Thomas Turner,
Jodie Turner Smith.
Joni Turner Smith.
I think that's it. And so she, you know that it's about a young man, young woman, millennials who have met on Tinder and came on a date. And then at the end of the date, they are on their way home, get pulled over by the police, and then all goes awry from there. So the more intricate details of that is that on this date, they're not having a great time. She has a bit of an attitude, to say the least. And really it's her wanting to have someone around because she just didn't want to be alone. But you find out more that she is alone for the most part all the time. By choice and because of life circumstances. Whereas Daniel is more of a family man. He's a Christian. He is very sweet. And just really showing their differences. So I thought it was pretty funny how I don't know if he came to pick her up or how that worked, but the fact that he was dropping her off at home, I was like, I just feel like that doesn't happen now. Like, I just feel like people are meeting places. So I thought that was really different, that they would put that in there. Mm-hmm. The other part is, or everybody's Ubering, right? Everybody's Ubering, lifting, going, from somewhere. They're not, or public transportation, but nobody is really picking somebody up.
What? I went on a date with your cousin.
Oh, and he came
and picked me up.
But you know what?
And we met online.
We're older.
Yeah.
In the sense where we're still we're in that age group that does that. And then plus, you knew that he knew somebody that you trusted.
Yeah.
Now, a stranger, I'm not finna get in your car. Not that anybody's trying to take me and sex traffic me, but I'm just saying, somebody might get froggy one day. They might get some strong people that can lift me. I don't have time for that. Okay? Not at all. So, but they get pulled over. She's a bit sassy while the police is there, but she's just exerting her rights. She's just expressing her rights and wondering. So Daniel is being nice, but the police officer, because he's a police officer and he's a white police officer, he is now doing the most. He asked Daniel to get out the car without even actually running his license. Let me be clear about that. He does not run his license. He calls in something and then comes and asks him to get out the car. Look at that. Then from there, he's like, okay, he just gets out the car. He starts to search him. All this, and Queen is saying things in the car, but, you know, it's more so like, why are you doing this, that type of thing. So eventually he asks Daniel, can I search your trunk? He takes him back there. He's like, ain't nothing back there but shoes, but okay. Searches through the shoes. Then Daniel says to him, can you hurry up? And he looks at him, the police officer looks at him like, what? He's like, it's cold outside. The police officer closes the trunk, pulls out his gun, and tells Daniel to get on the ground. And then from there, the young lady gets out the car. She's trying to pull her phone out of her coat pocket. She goes, but of course, the police officer who shoots, he grazes her leg. From there, Daniel tries to grab the police officer, but the police officer, as he does that, the police officer drops the gun. There's a tussle. Daniel's able to get the gun, and I think he just wants to point it at him, but he accidentally shoots him. And from there, Queen says, we have to leave. And they're on the run. We're going to go to my uncle's house down in New Orleans. So now you're just on a trip with them. Now you guys, listen, that's the gist of what's happening. I'm going to say it's funny what I focused on while I was watching this movie, which made me evaluate some of the things that I am currently in a space of. So when I think about Black love, I was thinking about, man, like, this is beautiful. Two dark-skinned people. They're showing this situation unfold between them. But it also made me think about what we do in relationship and how we don't allow things to kind of take time or marinate. It's very much like, because she said to him, nah, I wouldn't have dated you past the night. And the whole movie is only 6 days. I do want to be very clear. These people go through a bunch in 6 days.
Yeah.
So you're on this trail with them. So I think just watching them be in love, there's so much. But I'm talking too much now. So I just want to say that I appreciated their friendship that started to develop and getting to know. Let me tell you something. Lena Waithe and whoever else was on this writing team, some of the words in this movie were poetry. Like, I just was listening to it and I was like, you are very strategic on what you wrote to express what you were trying to tell us in this movie. It was crazy. So throughout this movie, there are different people helping them along the way. And so they basically run into the night. But a lot of it is showing Queen's kind of dominance in a sense. And Slim kind of like doing what she says a little, which was kind of like him just going with it. But I think it was more so his shock of, I went from just being a regular person, now I'm on the run. Like he is, and she's more so, listen, we got to do this to survive. We have to get out of this country. What do we need to do? And so there's people helping them along the way. Eventually, at the end, someone sells them out and they die. And that is
horrifically.
Horrifically, you guys. It was like 2 ounces of blood in the movie, and then all of a sudden it's like all the blood. It's so that is when I started to cry. The one part I did not like in this movie, that was a young man that they met when their car broke down. And he sees them. A lot
of people mention this part in their reviews.
It's like the black people have begun to romanticize them because it's like, you killed a cop that deserved it. And the cop, coincidentally, had been someone who had killed an unarmed black man the year before. So the young guy is like, I want to be like you guys. I want to be known. And they're like, listen, your family knows you. Go to school. They love you.
We don't want this.
We don't want this life, but it is what it is. Like, we did what we did. We got to get out of here. Well, this little boy, he goes to a rally and he's full of anger. He's full of rage. And then, of course, the police are there. They're like telling everyone to leave. Eventually, they throw tear gas into there and everyone has to run out. Well, the little boy, he approaches a police officer ready to die. He is ready. He's like, do or die. I'm done with these police. They're messing us up. I want to be known. I want to be a martyr or whatever. Turns out that the one, the police officer that he decides to approach, that's approaching him, is a black man. The black man lifts up his mask like, listen, like giving him wisdom, saying, leave. Don't be here. Please don't make me do anything else. I just want you to leave. Like, almost like a mentor, a father figure in a sense. But the little boy is so angry he can't see past it. The little boy pulls out a gun, but I also feel as though he didn't mean to shoot him. I think it was an accident. He just wanted to scare him. Because I think when he shot, his face got shocked like, uh-oh, I just shot him in the face. You did. You just shot the policeman in the face. That's the only part I did not like. I don't understand why it was in the movie. Maybe we can talk about how social media romanticizes people and makes people do certain things, and we need to teach children how to balance anger with wisdom. But maybe I could take that away from that, but that part didn't have to be in there. So, at any rate, thought it was good. I really did appreciate it. I appreciated them growing in their friendship, slowly getting to know each other with the time they could, which they didn't have a choice, right? Because they were together. And that also they did not, there was a line. There was a line that Queen said. She was like, I don't want a man to come in and heal my wounds. I want him to be there while I'm healing my own, and then I want him to kiss my scars. This is what I'm talking about when I say there's poetry in this movie. The things that were said. Slim, his line, listen, I want my woman to be my legacy. Normally people talk about the kids when they're talking about legacy. No, he was more concerned about what would her mindset be about him when he leaves. So, anyway, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. There was only just that one part that I didn't really enjoy. There were some funny parts that were in there. The young lady's uncle was a pimp. So that whole scene to me, a lot of people didn't like it. They were like, oh, they showing this black man as a pimp. I was like, it's funny. It's a random character. It's her story. So anyway, so all in all, I enjoyed it. There were so many parts of it. So that's what I got.
All right. I have a lot to say. I was writing notes if y'all couldn't tell. This movie felt like Harriet mixed with Friday mixed with Bonnie and Clyde mixed with Precious.
Ooh, you said Bonnie and Clyde. They're going to get you.
That's what it felt like. A conglomerate of them all. Okay. I liked what the movie was attempting, but I did not like how it was executed all of the time. I felt like, you know how when you first start writing papers in high school, but your subject's kind of a little all over the place at times?
Yeah.
That's how this movie felt for me. There was a lot of stuff that was like, what? Why did that happen? Or, like, either why did the director put this in, or why did they choose to why did the characters do this? Like, what? You know?
Yeah.
Like the boy shooting the black cop.
I don't understand it. That just didn't have to be in there.
The riot, the protest. Usually protests are peaceful. 9 times out of 10, they are peaceful protests. If it's a protest. Yelling and screaming at a person in their face in an aggressive manner to say, stop shooting me. Should I say it?
Say it.
Could get you shot. Sorry, that's how I feel.
Sorry, guys. Truth is truth.
Don't shoot me! I'm probably, because I want this to stop, I will consider shooting you. Call me crazy.
At least a little.
So, I left this movie feeling like, what point were you trying to make? What was your purpose? Because I do feel like you don't want us to be shot anymore, but I don't feel like this movie gave that, stayed focused with that notion or that idea. I left like, what was the whole overall message? I ain't get one. What was it? Like, for me, with this movie, it did not put black people in a good light. At all, to me. I could not stand Queen. I did not like her. At all. She was a freaking jerk. Almost through the whole movie. Just a complete butthole. Couldn't stand her. And it's one thing to have like a strong black woman, and I understand you trying to paint that narrative, but that just went she was doing stuff that didn't even make sense. I'm gonna go off on the mechanic. We need you to fix this car in an hour, but I'm gonna go off on you and be rude to you and be a jerk to you. We want this situation with this cop to de-escalate, but I'm gonna scream and yell at you and get smart with you from inside the car. Now, granted, there is a problem with these cops who are not trained and who don't know anything about cultural awareness, and who come up to black people just ready to go because they don't know how to interact, they don't understand the culture, and they don't want to, and they are trigger happy. That is a thing. However, if you're yelling and getting smart from inside of the car, then you get out when the gun is drawn. What was you trying to do? Like, she made every problem that they had in that movie, she caused it. Every freaking problem that they came up with, she caused. Everyone. Because she was bullheaded and she was a jerk. And she was making some outrageously dumb decisions to be an attorney. She really was. I'm sorry. That's how I felt. Now, Slim, which another thing, they never called them Queen or Slim through the whole movie. Guess we just supposed to assume that's what they were. But Slim was a follower. He was a beta male. He was like, whatever goes, whatever happens, shrugs. I don't have any thoughts for myself. Whatever's going on. Alright, cool. But it was cool to see them both evolve towards the end. But I was good and fed up with Queen by the middle of the movie. Let me tell you, y'all, this was Hell Date. Y'all remember Hell Date on BT?
Hell Date. It was a 6-day. It was a 6-day date.
I'm done with online dating. I'm about to delete Facebook dating app because I don't got time to be on the run with these dudes.
Listen, I tell dudes very clearly when we're dating. I'm not a ride or die.
I'm not a ride or die.
If you riding, I'm living.
But the difference is, with this, she caused some of this. So this ain't even like he did it on his own and that was just it. No, she caused some of this. She grabbed his phone out of his hand. She was a jerk to him throughout the whole dinner. Didn't really want to be there. Took his phone while he was driving. When he swerves to get it, that's when they get pulled over. And then she escalates the situation. It was already escalated because that cop's a butthole. So please don't. He shouldn't have done anything. He should not. Please don't think I'm on this side of him. But she was a butthole. She was. And she escalated that situation even further than it had gone. Then what I don't like is he's playing his gospel music to calm down in his car. In his car. We just met today. Will you turn that S off? And cuts his radio off. because she's not a Christian, right? All right, but then an hour later, you want to do the prayer. You don't believe in God.
She started that day.
So much so that you want to lead us all in prayer at the dinner?
She was praying about something. She was like, I need to get him out of this situation.
BS. BS. Even if you was starting to believe, you ain't about to be the one like, I'll pray everybody. Now you, okay. Let me get my notes. I can't see. I cannot see. Here's what really got on my nerves. This broad got grazed in the leg. But she was still roaming around for 6 days in high heels. Bleeding out the leg. You ain't tired. Your feet don't hurt. Your leg ain't bruised. Nothing. You dislocated your shoulder. Right?
Y'all, that part.
I've dislocated my kneecap before. When I tell you that that's some of the worst pain you will feel, and when they pull it back in place, I literally screamed. Screamed. It is so painful. My kneecap, y'all, this kneecap was over here.
Nope. I would have said just leave it.
Playing around in school.
Just leave it.
Playing around in school and my
kneecap.
Man, listen.
Just leave it.
Then after the shoulder gets put back in place, she's hanging out the car window holding herself up with that same arm and shoulder. Really, for real, when the cops shot her, I was like, did she live?
Superwoman.
Because she ain't hurt by nothing. You get grazed in the leg, but you still roaming around in these heels for 6 days.
That's deep.
You get arm, shoulder dislocated. Now you hanging out the car from your shoulder.
That's a black woman's life. We gotta still enjoy, even though our arm is dislocated.
We can't stop.
We can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. We gotta keep going. Arm dislocated, I'm gonna hang out the window. Oof.
So, ow. Then, they hit the black man. They see the little boys outside because they're hungry. Why they gotta call on the fat black boy? Why they gotta call on the little fat boy to go get them something? Like, why he gotta play that role?
That was funny. He was so cute.
He was cute, but why he gotta play that role? And why what was the point of
his dad
calling him
horrible
names and calling his mother
I forgot about
bees
that.
And talking about how he cheats on his mother and what was that?
No,
what
he had
as a director? What does that have to do with anything?
I was like, that is an extreme character. Now we have
it has
placed her randomly.
Like she kept drifting from the point of what this movie was supposedly about. Then while they're on the run, I do understand, like, you on a run, you like, okay, we probably need to take a break. I need a sense of reality. Let's go dance. I let him have that. You mad because he want to go dance. Now it's your turn to drive. You stop to pet the wild horses. Black people don't deal with wild animals. We don't know nothing about.
She did that.
When?
She did that.
And why would we're not getting on no horse we don't know nothing about. We're not touching them. We're not stopping. That is not a thing. Even if you grew up around horses, you still be like, I don't know them horses. The ones
somebody else.
We don't roll like that. And you stop. We're on the run. You stop to pet some random horses. Listen. No. The choices that she was making when they were hiding out at the white man's house. I'm hungry. I'm not going to lay here any longer. I'm getting up. And he's like, well, and they hadn't even laid there. There hadn't been no full day. She just got underneath there in the hideout, underneath the bed.
They had been there for a while because it was morning by that time. Because they was there at nighttime for dinner. And then by the time they had got there, it was they were down there for a long time.
Okay.
I imagine them had peed on themselves. Because I have to pee in the middle of the night. Sometimes.
I'll give you that one. But he's like, don't get up. I'm out of here, I'm leaving you. And jumps out the window, and that's when you dislocate. Because you just have to be a jerk. And you have to go against the grain. You have to, girl. Mm-mm. And then while the peace riot was going on, we have a dirty sex scene at the exact same time. And when I say dirty, I mean literally. Like, they had been in them same clothes. She had been in them same drawers for like 5 or 6 days.
I think by that time she maybe threw her drawers away. I hope so.
She still had them drawers on.
Maybe her uncle had a washing machine at his house.
She slept in them drawers. And that got on my nerves too. You sleep in the bed with him with panties and drawers on. Then when you dance with him at the place, no, don't touch my butt. You just slept in the bed with him with panties and now you could have had a t-shirt on when y'all slept since he got all them clothes.
It's so funny to me. Everything you're saying, I just feel like those are the ones that get married.
Yeah.
Literally everything you're saying, I'm like, she's standoffish. She's rude. Her choices aren't always quite grand.
Wifey material.
She is literally the one getting wifed. But people who are nice, we the homegirl. Okay.
That skin
I don't know what to do with that.
That skin was salty when they
Man. But let me tell you something. If they was clean when they was doing this sex scene, lean away. Thank you. For the visual. Okay, I was with my mama, so it was gross. But I wasn't with my mama. I was like...
My mom would have found the remote to the movie and cut it off.
When the movie start, fast forward. Y'all, they did a great job. But that part was happening simultaneously while little boy was shooting the cop.
And it's just... It was disturbing because it's like, why? What did he need to do that for? What are you showing us? To me, it felt like black people are wild because they're just innately wild. So, don't shoot them, though. Thanks.
Well, I don't know if I felt
that. That's what I felt.
I didn't think I think it showed that black people are not a monolith. I think that's what this movie was showing.
I don't feel like they did a good job in showing that, personally.
But
I do think they had a lot of varying opinions of what went on. Everybody did. Mm-hmm. Which was cool to see. But I don't think they did a great job in showing that we're not a monolith. I don't think they did a good job in that.
But also
like everybody was hood and wild.
But I think...
Except for Slim. He's the only one that was just kind of chilling.
And his dad.
Slim's dad.
Where
was his dad at?
Remember his dad was, they had bugged his phone.
Oh, he called his dad.
Mm-hmm. He called his dad because he missed his family. He was a family man. That's what I think. But you understood, wow, I can agree with that. She was a bit much. And then you understand why she might be a little extra.
Extra's cool. I'm an extra.
But
she was cringeworthy for me.
Her backstory is that her uncle killed her mom. She saw it. He killed her by accident, and that was the first case she ever tried out of law school. Is to make sure her uncle didn't go to jail for killing her mom. And so when she was telling Slim, I have no family, I know I'm not going to miss anyone, when they were leaving, because he was like, aren't you going to miss people if we go on a run? And she was like, no, there's no one here for me. She didn't have anything to lose. And I think that there's always something, not that I'm saying people's anger is valid, but there's always something behind, why are you acting like this? What's wrong with you?
Method to the madness.
And I think that in that moment, which normally the mindset would have been, as a black woman to protect the black man. Let me not do anything to make this situation terrible or awful or worse than it already is. Like, let's just be safe. Her law school, toxic independent woman, I think, started to come out. And that was harmful for both of them. That was harmful. And then his take the backseat personality at first. And I don't want to say it like, oh, he's just some pushover. He's just a nice guy. He grew up, you could just tell he grew up probably in an upper middle class family. Just a nice guy. And so you want me to do what? I think everything was just catching him off guard. But you could tell her, she's coming from this life with this uncle that had PTSD. She didn't have a good relationship with her mama before she passed away. Her uncle's a pimp. Like, it's like, oh, you made it out. You made it out, girl, because you is struggling. So,
Then you have the black man come up to them. He got a gun. He don't got his phone on him. Now, Queen, you've been questioning everybody. You've been a jerk to everybody and you've been questioning everybody. But you don't question him.
They both did, though. Remember?
They still
went with him, though.
They didn't give him enough. Not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not like, and then he's the one that dimes y'all out.
Y'all, that.
What is this movie trying to say?
With y'all, I was so slow. I didn't realize that's what happened until my mom and sister said it. I was like, I was like, oh, he's a drug dealer. My mom and sister was like, I can't believe he ratted them out. And I was like,
he was counting all that
money. He got $500,000 because it was $250 per person.
Man,
y'all, that was hurtful. That was so hurtful. To make it all the way to the end.
Yeah, that was hurtful. So, yeah, I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate it. I am going to tell you the stuff I liked about it in a moment. But I had to get that off my chest. I've been trying to get it off my chest since I saw it. And Brittany had to schedule this for Wednesday. She don't know I've been dying on the inside to say everything I needed to say.
What happened. Listen.
Like, I don't know. Like, some of the choices they were making was just, how you going? 1 second it's like, we gotta hurry up and get on the run. We gotta hurry up, get on the run. Come on, we can't take no more breaks. We out of money, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, the horses. Like, me and my homegirl from work, we used to laugh about, like, people and kids who have, like, short attention spans. And we used to be like, squirrel.
Right.
Oh, squirrel.
Oh, the movie. Wait, what movie is that? Oh. That little dog. That's exactly what it's like.
That's how they were. Like, oh, we gotta get on the run, girl. We can't be late. We about to be caught. Oh, horses. Let's pet the horses. Pet the horses?
So, in my mind, what I've had to do, because I watch movies, we watch them so often, I've had to literally take my brain and dispense reality. I was like, because I want to put reality into this, but I can't because you all need to get to Cuba. So I'm going to dispense reality, and what I'm going to do to make excuses for why you two keep stomping as you're trying to get away. Okay? What I'm going to do is say to myself, you know what? I think they're realizing that this may be the last time we are able to do anything ever. We don't know if we're going to make it out of this or not. And that's the only thing that kept me going with, y'all stopped at a juke joint. Y'all stopped to touch horses. Y'all stopped at a graveyard. All these
y'all
things.
hung out the car. You're on the run.
That means that y'all had to pull over because you each did. I said, that's why. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
You pull a gun on another cop.
And put him in the trunk.
He
was nice, though.
He was.
He told him, he was like, I got kids. I got a son. My wife died. He was giving his whole story on why not to kill me.
And she goes up to him. Don't even close her jacket up. Just got her leg bleeding.
Right.
All in front of her. Just dumb moves all the way around. So some of it, maybe I'm going to chalk it up to Lena and the other lady being new to this. Because they've this is the first movie they've directed.
This is not the first one for Lena, but this is the first one
other
for
lady
the other lady.
Okay. Yeah. She did the Beyonce video and stuff like that. So maybe it's just like rookie moves. I don't know.
I think they just told a story.
All right. Story ain't making no sense all the way, but we'll do that.
But I don't know, like, does it ever?
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that there's
It was a little all over the place for me.
I think things are so nuanced. Like, I felt like it was a love story.
Story, girl. They weren't compatible. Now, they grew up and evolved, and they ended up appreciating each other, which was one of the things I enjoyed watching. But that was a Tinder date from hell. They were not compatible. They were not nothing. I don't even like you for real. I'm just here with you because we are in some hot water right now.
Because I told you what she said in the beginning. You look sad. That's so messed up. Don't tell somebody looks sad on their Tinder picture.
Oh, my Lord.
That's so rude. But it just makes you wonder, like, I don't know. Not that you just have to deal with somebody that's, like, awful. But how often are we not, like, doing a second chance for something? I don't know. I mean, after I would have given her a second chance, after that first date, we would have had to been on the run for me to continue that date, even get into the food. But yeah, I think that it was, I felt like it was a love story, a weird love story that was mixed with some social justice and some slavery. Because they was hiding at the White House.
And they had to keep getting directions on which place to go next. So they was on the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, because they couldn't use no GPS, which I was like, oh, I would have just sat outside and let the police come get me. Because I don't know back roads. No. We would have just all been dead.
I will tell you what I did like about this movie. I think it was casted well.
They did a great job.
They did a really good job acting. There were the scenes that were shot were beautiful. There were some beautiful scenes. Like one of the reviewers that I watched said, like, you could have this movie playing and it could be on mute, and every time you look over, it was a beautiful scene. And I agree with that. Like, the lighting they used, it complemented their beautiful chocolatey skin, and it was just beautiful. Eventually it did turn into, once they evolved, it did turn into a nice love story eventually. Mm-hmm. But it was really kind of cringeworthy.
It was a little bumpy. It was bumpy at the beginning.
One of the things I liked was, like I mentioned earlier, seeing the varying positions. Because this is the part where y'all probably ain't gonna like me, but I'm just gonna live in my truth.
That's what we can do.
Because of my degree is in conflict resolution, I learned about all the protesting and the rioting, the this and de-escalating conflict and reconciliation. I too felt like the mechanic. Shut up, take your ticket, and move on with your life. But I'm gonna help y'all because we black. But that's how I felt like you should have did. Just shut up. Do you still run the risk of being shot? Or treated poorly? You do. Because unfortunately, that is the climate that we are in.
It has been the climate since police started.
And it's a horrible thing. It's horrible. So I don't say that to say that they are doing the right thing. But I say that to say try your best not to escalate the situation any further if you can help it.
Yeah.
If you can help it. I would have liked to see a little more progression in that, like in that first interaction with the cop. Like, he just got out the car and he was just mad. And it just went straight to the point. He's mad, she's mad. I would have liked to have seen a little growing progression in what happened and how he started to be a jerk to them and how they started to respond, and maybe even if it looked less. I feel like sometimes it looks like, okay, this person's just being an animal, so I'm going to shoot them. They're acting wild. They're being an animal. I'm just going to shoot them because they're innately like this. This is how they act. As opposed to like it being like, this is a systematic problem that we have. They're not innately wild. Sorry, that's the door. It scared me. They're not innately wild animals that we have to tame and shoot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm expressing myself the right way, but
you're saying that
I wish I would have saw a little more conflict between the two of them. I wish that interaction would have been a little more nuanced and complicated, as opposed to, you're acting wild, I'm just gonna shoot you, or y'all are acting wild. Like, the way the movie portrayed it seemed like these are wild animals, we must shoot them.
Oh, I didn't get that at all. I didn't gather that at all.
As opposed to, like, this is a systematic problem, and it might not be.
It is. Like that. It was systematic. Now he pulled them over just cause it was cold. He swerved, so it could have been a drunk driver, right? But the way he handled everything was all inappropriate.
Oh, and illegal. For sure.
Like, so I could see that, because there was a point where he swerved, and that's when he pulled him over. Because it was like it was at nighttime. It could have been a drunk driver, but he did not. He asked, I cannot remember now. I wanted to see it again because I wanted to remember. But did Daniel ask why you pulled me over first?
I thought he said that.
He asked, and
he said you were swerving.
Yeah. And so that's when it was like...
And then that's when she got smart and said some smart, valid comment to him.
Which to this it becomes... This is where there's no law that says I cannot sass you. I don't know any law. I don't know any amendment. I don't know anything that doesn't say I could pop off at the mouth. Until I am threatening you, until I have something in your face, until I could call your mom all kinds of B's. I could call you a B. I could say all kinds of crazy stuff to you. Until I have actually threatened you, I need you to grow up and just realize that those are words.
And that's why they need more training.
That's past training. That's something your mama should have done when you was growing up.
Oh, for sure.
Like they are.
For sure.
Because people are like, oh, cultural sensitivity. That's not cultural sensitivity. Shit, that is just, you need to just not be so upset so quickly. Why are somebody's words messing you up so bad, so fast?
But you gotta, and I'm only saying this because I play devil's advocate and because I work with kids, at-risk youth, who are calling you B's and hoes all day.
Sure.
And being complete and utter jerks to you all day. And they reach a place of being fed up. And now it's anybody can get this work.
Then you shouldn't be a police officer.
I won't say that because you're still a human being. But you have to know how to handle yourself in trauma and crisis.
That is what I am saying. Yeah. You probably shouldn't be a police officer. Like, I know that there are things that Sherelle tells me about. I could not be a social worker. I know that already. I will not go into that field. You need to know already as a human if you cannot handle somebody popping off at you because they're angry at you just because you're in a police outfit. That is it. They're mad at you based off of that. You pulled up with lights.
Well, there's some people I think that should not be there.
Absolutely.
At all.
Like the lady that shot Queen at the end.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have.
She should not have.
These are two unarmed people. You see their whole hands. And you shot her not like to disable her like in the arm or the leg. She shot her in the heart. You were trying to kill her.
You're not even supposed to shoot them there. And when you shoot, you're not even trained to do that.
And she ain't going to nobody's jail. She's not going to get in trouble reprimanded for that. So
there's people who are just not cut out for the job, but then there's people who have had a bad day. And they should have tapped out. And there are people who are just undertrained in there's a certain amount of emotional intelligence you have to have when you're a social worker working with direct care, or when you're a cop and you're directly interacting with individuals. There's a certain kind of emotional intelligence, crisis training, conflict resolution training, strength-based training. There are certain kind of skills that you should be having. Cultural awareness, sensitivity, etc., 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 etc.
In that moment, hopefully something like that would have came into play to say, listen, I'm a white police officer pulling over 2 black people at nighttime. I'm pretty sure they're apprehensive. That is where some cultural awareness training would have come in. But to allow someone's words and then to search someone's car without any just cause. He don't smell like nothing. He didn't have anything on him. This is where I'm like, sir.
Wrong.
You
wrong.
You 100% all the way incorrect. If you would have given him a sobriety test,
it would have made more sense.
I could have understood that. But you're searching him. You are searching his car for what? So I get her anger and the fed upness of it.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't appreciate how it came out. But there are some where it does just come out like that.
Yeah.
And I would have,
and I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, and I could be wrong. So please correct me in the comments if I am. But like when we think of like Antoine Rose, who's just running away, and he gets shot. Doing nothing. I wish that circumstance was portrayed a little more, where they're doing nothing. This is a helpless situation, helpless individual. They've done nothing. You know what I'm saying? But like each one of them, they show like rah 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 rah. Okay, I'm gonna kill you.
But when though, like in the circumstance in the beginning, like they're getting pulled over, they had done nothing. They swerved, which again, just cause.
Yes,
they swerved. You might think he's drunk. Do a sobriety test. Cool. Once you figure out he's not drunk, let him go. With a warning: be careful as you're driving. It's ice outside. Done. We're over it.
Done.
That's why when the father is like, take the ticket and go, how do you take a ticket when they're not even planning to give you one? You didn't even run my license. Not that I know that, but you didn't even do that. You just came back to my car and asked me to get out.
Crazily.
You didn't run any license plate. You didn't do anything like that. It was nothing of that sort.
No reason to shoot anybody.
No.
For anything.
No, and let me tell you, as somebody who's gotten several tickets for various reasons, I've never felt unsafe from a police officer. I've even had a police officer tell me one time, because I had my college shirt on, he didn't know I had graduated some years prior. He didn't need to know. What he did know was that I had a college shirt on, and he was like, I know your parents want you to get home safely. And I was like, yes, sir, they do. He was like, okay, be safe as you're driving. And he walked away. I'm not making a plea, because my uncle was a police officer. So I'm not the one, all of them are bad. The system is horrible, but all of them are bad. No, I don't feel like that. He was a rotten apple in this movie.
He was a jerk.
He was a butthead.
I just feel like the movie just showed one thing. That's all I'm trying to say. And I would have liked to have seen something else.
I think they showed anger and a fed upness that is happening.
Only.
But I think that that's everybody in their own ways. Like Tyler Perry, he's fed up.
Oh, yeah.
So he bought land.
Yeah.
and made the biggest film studio in the place. You know what I mean?
He made a statement.
You gotta have the Tyler Perrys, but you also gotta have the Black Lives Matters. You also have to have the New Panthers, and you also have to have the people that wear the purple and gold.
It's gonna take a multitude of things for this situation to change.
And see, and that's what I felt like they showed it.
See, I don't.
I feel like they showed it, and I feel like they weren't even in that rally.
I felt
they weren't even doing anything violent. They were screaming. They were protesting, which I see that a lot of protesters are like, tell us something. Let them go. Let them go. But you haven't touched not one of the police officers. Again, we have to figure out when is it right. If we as Black people can express ourselves just like someone else, anybody else, namely a white person, but I have to be careful, and I'm viewed as an animal because I am screaming, let them go. Because I am protesting. Because I am standing in the middle of the street. I now am characterized as being unruly. When really, they be doing that all the time for trees. The people that don't like fur and the animals, if you have on a fur, they will disrespect you.
They're coming for
your
neck.
They will throw paint on you.
They're coming for your neck.
That's just a passionate protester. But someone who is standing in the middle of the street, now my skin is weaponized. I ain't doing nothing but standing there. And I'm going, let my people go. These unruly people. And I'm like, all I'm saying is the truth. You upset about the truth? Okay, then. I don't know what else to do.
But they are. And that's what the sucky part is. Like, I agree. I agree. But they are.
Yeah. But even in the... which again, I just be laughing. Even in the part with the uncle being the pimp. Y'all, one of the hoes, she said something that was very profound. She said, out here in these streets, he ain't nothing. She said, that's word. But she said, but in here, he's a king. He's a king. Listen, people, that was deep. That's what I'm saying. This movie had nuggets. It wasn't always the greatest nuggets, but there was nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was definitely nuggets. It's not like a movie that just didn't have any takeaways. But I feel like as a whole, it's like, what was I supposed to... What was the purpose of this?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of this? Black people are aggressive and disrespected. Oh, aggressive and disrespectful and don't listen to the police. And then they get shot. So stop shooting us.
Man.
Oh, time went by fast.
Yeah, it did. And
okay.
She was probably thinking I forgot about her.
Yes.
I'm on my way.
I will say one more thing that I liked, though. When she finally admitted, I'm scared. And, before I go there. So, dang it. What did I just say?
She said she was scared.
Prior to that.
You didn't say anything.
No, it was before that. I just lost it.
Damn. It was about the police?
Yeah. So, yeah. I was just saying how it just gave, like, Black people are disobedient, disrespectful, won't listen, argumentative, fight with the police, and rowdy, and then they get shot. I just would have liked to have seen another narrative added to what that looked like in that movie. That's what I'm trying to say. Because, like, the Antoine Rose situation was another narrative. Because it's very true that oftentimes we're getting shot without having any interaction. Close interaction. Doing literally, when I say doing nothing, I wasn't saying Queen and Slim was just doing stuff, but literally, y'all haven't interacted at all. And you're just shot dead. I would have liked to have seen that narrative too. And them fighting for that narrative too. So that's what I was trying to say.
Someone could say Antoine Rose ran away.
And they're gonna justify that.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
which they have.
Ran away.
Which they have. So I just would have liked to have seen that to argue that other notion of we just rah, then they have to kill us. Because somebody gonna think, well, we gotta kill them because they acting like that. But we not always acting like that, and we still get killed.
That's what I'm saying, like, which I really gotta go, but that's what I'm saying, like, it's just words, right?
Sometimes.
But if I have not touched you, if I have not pulled out anything, if I have not done anything to physically put your person in danger, you are a trained officer. You are in combat gear.
You should
Meaning I can shoot you anywhere. You are going to be like the Terminator. You're just going to come back.
Yep.
But your flesh is not out. If my words and me going like this is upsetting you, there is some internal things that need to be fixed. I should be able to point. I should be able to go like this. I should be able to yell and scream and be angry.
You should be able to hold your ground.
And not be weaponized. But that is what has happened with Black people. We are seen as unruly when we're expressing ourselves.
Yeah, because they don't understand that.
Quiet and demure. So then the notion that I have to shoot you now, I'm sorry. And then there's so many other surfaces. You can shoot my thigh, my leg, my arm. You have
Which
to
is
shoot
really what
something.
you're supposed to be. You ain't supposed to be shooting.
But you gotta.
But I just wish they would have showed that point, that perspective too. Because somebody somewhere is watching it like, well, see, that's why we gotta shoot them, because they won't be listening. We told him to walk towards us and put Queen down, and he kept walking towards us, and we had to shoot him. You know, whatever.
To that, I say, you're dumb.
But they're dumb anyway. Anyway, what I was trying to say, and I know she gotta go. When she finally admitted that she was scared, and he said, I'm going to have enough courage for the both of us. That was one thing that really sat with me, and watching them two reconcile, because we need reconciliation between a Black man and a Black woman, and we need him to be a covering like that. I'm going to be courageous for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need that.
Or a partner.
Hit a nerve. So there were some things that I liked. The premise. But the execution, no. Okay, so candy bars.
All right. Ready?
1, 2, 3. 3.5.
I liked it. I walked away. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was worth my money. I laughed. I cried. I was angry. I was confused. Just the parts I didn't like were just the things I couldn't explain. Why this little boy had to shoot this police officer that was coming at him like a father.
For what?
I just couldn't understand.
What does that do for the storyline?
Which I have not watched this video that has Lena Waithe, the other director, Daniel, and Jody, the other young, Jody. There's a video before them on YouTube talking about everything. So I do want to watch that. Just to kind of get more in depth with what they were thinking about. But that's those parts like that, I just didn't like that. I just couldn't understand. And I kind of wanted a neat bow at the end.
A what?
A neat bow.
What's that?
Like just a bow, like, oh, they made it to Cuba. Yay!
Yeah, that would have been nice. Because now you're invested in these characters, and the whole movie was about these characters, and now they're just shot up.
They're dead.
Like nothing.
But one thing I did hear a reviewer say, he was like, in the movie at the end after they had gotten shot, of course they're labeling them as armed and dangerous. And so they were saying that he was armed and dangerous, and he was just saying how pivotal that was for him to say he's holding a Black woman in his arms. You know, like, so who she is like a force to be reckoned with.
I like it.
Dangerous. Like mess with her if you want to. So that yeah, but I liked it. I'd recommend go seeing it. You know, just, I don't know if this is like a popcorn movie. You can eat popcorn while you're watching it, but a lot of times you're gonna go,
you might not finish it. I did not love it. Did not hate it. It was just like, it's definitely a conversation starter. So I do feel like you should watch it for yourself, and I feel like people are either going to love it or hate it. Like, you're going to be like, most people are going to be like either or. If you're like me, where you kind of analyze and overthink. This one dude on one of his reviews said, you gonna like the movie, but if you think, you gonna hate the movie. That's how I feel about it. Like, I don't know. Not to say that people. I was about to say, I'm a thinker, and I loved it. Not to say that people who think done. You know, I just thought that was funny. But yeah. I analyzed and as you saw, I saw a lot of like things that don't fit. What. If you're like that, you might not like it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I felt about it. Queen and Slim.
That's it. Go see it.
And talk about it.
If anything, you're black, just go see it because you're black.
And yeah, you can support it for that reason.
Might as well.
Yeah.
$4, $5. Go see it.
You won't hurt. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
See y'all. We out.